Hello, guys, girls. How we all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. This is going to be pre-recorded. I normally don't do anything recorded. I normally do everything live when I do things. That's just me. And I don't care how messed up this all thing is. I still do not do any editing. Anyway, just a heads up. Uh, I said the other day I'm going to start a project with Squared Circle wrestling game. Okay. Uh, those of you who follow Rob know he's already started it. There's a couple other people out there playing it. It's not that much, really that much of it on the YouTube right now. Uh, with Rob and two others that I know of. Myself would be four. But anyway, I'm going to start a 16-man heavyweight tournament for a championship. I still have not come up with a name for a federation yet. Still, I need to come up with that. But this tournament will begin when I return from Baltimore. Okay. Now, if I get, I'm gonna take the game material with me because it's not that much to take. You know, take the core rule book, take the binder, that's it, and dice. And I don't even need to take dice because I can use the dice electronically. But I'm gonna plan on starting when I get back to Baltimore, which right now I expect to be home sometime probably Tuesday, but there's a chance I'm going to stay for the entire week. You know, if that's the case, I won't be back until Saturday or Sunday next weekend. But right now, I'm planning on being back by Tuesday. But like I said, that could change. Uh, what I did is I bought all four books that are offered. Okay, in each book, it has power rankings. Well, the points for each wrestler called the original PowerPoint totals. Like their rankings and their point totals, which you can't see. Yeah, funny background one. Anyway, what I did is I took the top 10 guys from each federation and combined them into one federation. Now, there's a case where somebody may be listed in the top 10 in multiple books. If that's the case, I bumped it down to one, but there's 10 guys out of each book. Now, what I did for this tournament is I put all 40 of those guys on a wheel, spun the wheel, and took the first 16 names that came off and then matched them up in a 16-man tournament. So you got face versus face, you got heel versus heel, you got face versus heel. You got a good mix, which could lead to some good storylines. So we'll see how that goes. Uh, the first round matchups that I do have, and I'm going to send them across the bottom here. Uh, First round, you got Arn Anderson and Stan Hansen. So you got two heels facing off in the first match. Second match will be Tully Blanchard and Jake Roberts. Then we will have Dusty Rhodes and Hulk Hogan. That should be a good match. Just look at the PowerPoints. Fourth match will be Kerry Von Erich and Randy the Macho Man Savage. Fifth match, Ted DiBiase and the Ultimate Warrior. Looking forward to that one too. Then the Nature Boy Ric Flair and Barry Windham. The seventh match will be a couple of heels and a couple good ones. Nick Bockwinkel and Roddy Piper. And the last match of the first round, a couple faces, you have Kurt Hennig and Wahoo McDaniel. Now, what I'm going to do different than what Rob's doing, because I know Rob's starting at 100%, and I think he's rolling double on the damage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start down a couple of levels. Okay. So, where we start level 0 normally for a full match. I have chosen to start at level 2. All right. So what does that mean? Not a whole lot. It just takes some of the points away. It takes about 40% of the points away from a guy, 20%, something like that. Tell you exactly, 40%. Because a guy like Hogan, who is 1,000 points to start, will start at 600. Right. So, and basically all that does is makes it seem like the match has already started. Okay, so it just like moves it along part of the way through the match, and you know we'll do that. Now, the winner of this match, or winner of this tournament, will become our first champion. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. Let me see if this helps. Okay, I had these belts made on eBay years ago. I got a bunch of them, but we figure, you know what, we got them, we're going to use them. So I don't know if you can see it, but that is going to be our championship belt. All right. So that's what it's all about for this first tournament of 16. And we're going to see how storylines develop out of this. I'm going to try a couple different things to try to develop storylines. I am going to use pre and post match charts from a couple other games, maybe. I haven't exactly figured out exactly how I'm going to do that yet, but Face to the Mat is a good one that I'm thinking of using some of its uh, charts, the pre and the post, and try to develop. And also, Downey Games has a couple of wrestling games out. TV Pro, Color TV Pro, Vintage TV Pro, stuff like that. They've also got the pre-match, post-match, and even in-match charts. So we're going to take a look at some of them and see if we can work some of that stuff into it. If we can work it into it, great. If not, we'll come up with our own storylines some way, somehow. But, for example, right now, you got a couple guys that would be totally pissed off that they're not in this tournament. Okay. For example, let's go back here. Where's our PowerPoints? Okay. Bruiser Brody. All right. In this book, he is ranked number 2. All right. That would be the World Class Dallas. Okay. So yeah, the World Class Championship Wrestling. All right. Bruiser Brody's ranked number 2. Abdullah the Butcher's ranked number 3. Then you got the couple of Von Erichs. Those guys aren't in the tournament. The only Von Erich in the tournament is Kerry. All right. No King Kong Bundy. No Bam Bam Gordy. Kerry Bam Bam Gordy. Michael P.S. Hayes. These are guys that could compete for a championship. They're not in there. But you can't put all 40 of them in a championship tournament. We're going to start with 16, develop it from there, and go from there. All right. Once we get a heavyweight champion crown, then what we'll do is we'll do an intercontinental, a U.S. title, and tag titles. So we're going to have at least those 4. The tag, the U.S., intercontinental, and the heavyweight. Thinking we may do a hardcore because there's enough stipulation matches we could do a hardcore match. But anyway, the championship match, I got sidelined. When we get to the finals, it is going to be a 1-hour Iron Man match. Best falls in 1 hour. Okay, now how do we get to 1 hour? You're going to ask that, huh? Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to back their PowerPoints up to 100%. All right? Because we don't want them running out of points, way early. All right. As far as it goes with the time, I have got to find the timing chart because it'll tell me how many moves will constitute 1 hour. I should be prepared, but of course I'm not. I never am. Wait a minute. The only thing I don't like about this book is the way it's laid out. It's well written. It's just not organized. At least for me, it's not. It may be for others, but for me, it is not. All right. All right. I give up looking there. Wait a minute. See, this is one of the charts I know I've printed out. All right. Pinfall submissions. Where is the clock? Wrestling raffles, cheat chart, pinfall submission, time limits. Here we go. All right, in a singles match. All right, so basically every move that is recorded will be 30 seconds. So that's 120 registered moves that will constitute a 1 hour Ironman match. Okay. The Ironman match has not made it to the book yet. All right. Remember, stipulation matches only make his books when he gets that error of time that he's making that book for. But we are just going to make it a 1 hour time limit. Whoever wins the most falls via pin, submission, disqualification, count out. Any win, any way, counts as a point in that Ironman match. So, I mean, it could be one fall, and that's it. It could be 7-6. It could be 2-2, and we have to go to overtime. If that's the case, we're going to go till we have a winner. But that's the way we're going to roll with it. Once again, I don't plan on starting this until I get back from Baltimore. But as I said, I will take the game material with me, and if I can get some time up there, I will get some of it in. I don't know if I'll be able to live stream it or not. If I get any of it in on Saturday, it'll probably be outside at the park while games are going on, baseball games. So I might have some time there. Sunday, I doubt it, but possibly Saturday. But for sure, when I get back, we get this thing rolling and we go from there. I think I said it the other day. We're going to do one pay-per-view a month. I'm going to try to do a weekly show live. Okay. The pay-per-view will be live. The weekly shows are going to be live. Just don't know what day of the week that weekly is going to be on. I'd like to try to get it in the same time slot every week, but I don't want to go against some of the other guys that do their weekly stuff, like Steve Tower and any of those guys that do weekly shows. I know Steve does his Monday nights. I'm sure I want to go against Keith and Sam with their play space on Thursday nights and this and that. So maybe what I'll do is, follow them on a Thursday, or I don't know. I'll figure it out. The TV taping matches or the house shows, those are something I think I may do offline, record, put them up later at a later date, something like that, just to try to develop the storylines out of it. And we'll move forward there. Now, for those of you that are watching this, if you have any ideas, not necessarily on matches, but right now I need a name for the federation. I do not have a federation name. I've had come up with one, but it was just too damn long. I want something that's going to be short, quick, and to the point. 3, 4 word most, if possible. Something goes federation at the end. I don't know. I can always call it Murdoch's Wrestling Federation, name it after my dog. I don't know. But then I got Dick Murdoch in the on the roster, so he'll think it's his. Anyway, if anybody has any ideas, feel free to shoot them my way. Subscribe, like, comment. I'm going to build this thing up pretty quick, I think, with doing the wrestling. Because, as I said before, there's not a whole lot out there with it. But we'll see what happens. I think this is the wrestling game I've been looking for a long, long while. So, anyway, I told you the first 16 guys that were in. Also in here, let's see. Nikita Koloff. Yeah, Chris Adams, Michael P.S. Hayes, Andre the Giant. And for various reasons, I made sure Andre was not in the tournament. And really think about it. A guy like Andre, in real life, if that man had the title, how the hell would you get it off of him? There ain't anybody out there could beat him. If he really, really, really was fighting for real, you know, you might outrun him for a while, but once he caught you, he'd kill you. Anyway, Big John Studd, King Kong Bundy, the Cat Ray Stevens, Kamala, Abdullah, Terry Gordy, Rick Martel. All right, then you got the Von Erichs, Mike, David, Kevin, Bruiser Brody, Jerry Blackwell, Sergeant Slaughter, Dick the Bruiser, Vern Gagne. There's a man that should be pissed off at the world right now. He's the number 1 rated man in his book, and he didn't make the cut for this tournament. So, he's got a very strong, very strong shot at working his way into a number 1 contender match. So we'll see how that goes. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Crusher, Magnum TA, Ron Garvin. There is Dick Murdoch. That's the 40th guy listed right now. So that is the initial premier part of the roster. Just because I didn't mention a guy, don't mean I'm not going to use him. Going to need guys for squash matches, guys to put other guys over, stuff like that. So if there's somebody you want to see, send me a message. I'll see if I can work them into a event. Could be somebody that you just want to see get the living hell beat out of. We could go and say, okay, Steve Regal. Somebody wants to see Steve Regal. Okay, I'll pull Steve Regal out and put him against a Magnum TA or something like that in an undercard or a preliminary match. We got options. Yeah, I'm running the show, but if you guys have any input, something you'd like to see, something you think might develop a storyline, let me know. All right. I am going to get out of here for now. If I don't talk to anybody else over the rest of the week, you guys have a good week. As I said, I do plan on leaving Thursday morning super early. I may even try to live stream some of my trip. I don't know. While I'm driving, I may go StreamYard just to keep myself awake and maybe get a couple people in there talking to while I'm on the road. What the hell? Can't hurt. Can only help. Keep me awake and we'll keep things moving. And who knows what we talk about. Yeah. That's about all I got right now. So I am going to end it here. It was a quick 20 minutes. I'll end it here. If I get a chance tomorrow, I might try to get a match or two, but I don't think I'm going to have too much time. I do have a concert to work tomorrow night at Amway, so tomorrow's going to be pretty much shot. But we'll see what happens. All right. Everybody have a good night. Talk to everybody later on. Take care.